This is an example of another example of what I've been referring to in my discussions with many of you in the audience as a proactive, leaning forward, aggressive, trying to stay ahead of the curve. And what you're seeing now with this order is that we're going to be able to remove the constraints so that people at the state, the local level, the individual physician, all the way up through the federal government will have as many constraints as possible removed for them to do everything they possibly can so that we can implement the things that we've been talking about. The containment, the mitigation, so that, as I've said many times, that curve that I refer to that goes up, we don't want to have that curve. We want to suppress it down to that small mound. And I think what we've done today is something that is going to be a very important element in having us be successful in doing that. We still have a long way to go. There will be many more cases, but we'll take care of that. And ultimately, as the president said, this will end. But what's going on here today is going to help it to end sooner than it would have. Thank you.
What is up, guys? Hope everybody is doing well, being safe. Coronavirus dominating the headlines. Man, can't get away from it, right? I mean, social media, it's been trending for weeks, like in TV, you turn on TV, it's just constant, and rightfully so. I mean, it's a serious thing. I never thought I'd get to this. You know, I was probably like you, where I just took it lightly. It's a cold. It's a flu. And then you see it spreading. And then Dr. Fauci, I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. Dr. Fauci, he's the doctor there at the task force that the White House set up. You know, and then he comes out and says this is 10 times deadlier than the flu. You know, they have no medicines for it or anything. They don't, you get it. It's, they're saying the numbers was unreal. Like 1 in 100 may pass away from this. 45 to 70% of the population will get it. You know, a lot of the cases will be mild and stuff, but the elderly will definitely suffer from this. But the important thing he's stressing is we got to, overseas you see Italy and all them just getting hammered. And they're saying we're 2 weeks behind these guys. So these 2 weeks here coming up are just crucial. And he's showing this graph and he's like, look, we got to, look, guys, we got to get this. It's a spike. There's a huge spike here. We don't want this because it's just going to overwhelm the hospitals. All these cases and everybody goes to the hospitals. It's not going to be enough. There's not going to be enough beds or rooms or ventilators to help these people. We need to extend this out 12 to 18 months. He's saying flatten that curve. This is why he keeps harping social distancing. This is why you're seeing states react. And, schools here in Pennsylvania shut down completely. That's why you're seeing sporting event canceled. These next 2 weeks are crucial. Last Wednesday, talking about sport, last Wednesday in the evening there was just this crazy period of like 3 hours where it was just going nuts. If you're following social media, next thing you know that you hear about Rudy Gobert from the Utah Jazz tests positive for the coronavirus, and then a teammate of his has it. And then not too long after that, the NBA, who originally was planning on doing the rest of these games without fans, postpones the season. And then that same night, as all this is going on, and you see Tom Hanks is trending. You're like, what? Tom Hanks? You check it out and it's like Tom Hanks and his wife have it. And you're like, wow, this is nuts. You know, I don't know about you, but like sometimes you just have this, you know, these athletes and celebrities are sort of, you know, invincible and moral. You're like, you know, and then you have the Kobe Bryant tragedy, and then you have Tom Hanks here with the coronavirus. And you're like, how? Like, wow, if this can happen to them, you know, it can happen to me. And it does wake you up. So yeah, Wednesday night is just a crazy night. And then, you know, other sports follow, obviously. NCAA tournament, March Madness gone. You know, NHL, MLB's delaying spring training. And then NASCAR, XFL, 5 games in, they won't be back till next year. Crazy night. So yeah, I mean, and they're talking about all these things that they need to do to flatten this curve and just extend this out. And then some of it's simple stuff, right? You know, go on to cdc.gov and it's just simple things like, and you already heard about this, but like washing your hands for 20 seconds with soap and water. You know, how many times have you been in a public restroom and you've seen somebody just walk up to the, you know, the sink and just, you know, 5 seconds, gone. Sometimes not even drying their hands. Just got to get back to the basics. Washing your hands. Cough etiquette. How many times have you seen somebody cough into the air? Cough into their hand and touch a shopping cart, for example. Cough into your sleeve instead. Don't touch your face, eyes. Just constantly wash it. Use hand sanitizer if you can find it. I got these little bottles of hand sanitizer I carry around with me. Go somewhere, constantly hand sanitize now. I was sort of like that to begin with, so I had a lot of hand sanitizer. But now, yeah, definitely don't leave home without it. So all these things we need to do here, especially these, you know, again, these next 2 weeks are just crucial. And Fauci is trying to suggest a 14-day quarantine nationwide. And it sounds scary, right? It sounds like, well, Jesus. Especially if you know you're going to be trapped in your house and somebody, you know, sometimes you don't get along with your family. That's going to be brutal. But this is what they got to do. This is important, you know, to just do these things, all these things. So yeah, we all took it, you know, lightly. I've seen the comments and the memes and stuff, and you know, and everybody just kind of blowing it off. Well, it only affects the elderly. Wow. Okay. Wow. You really want to get it and then give it to your parents or your grandparents? So everybody just got to do their part. Crucial weeks coming up. So yeah, sports being affected, movies being affected. You know, they moved, you know, these movies out by another year. James Bond movie, Fast and Furious. And, you know, we were talking about on episode 204, and we really didn't see much going on then with RC, but we did Saturday night. And we had our first, I believe our first cancellation, race cancellation. And that was the J Concepts Western Carpet Nationals at 702 Raceway in Las Vegas. Postponed to a later date. And I know Jason was telling me that he was getting messages in at J Concepts, you know, asking about future races. And then we got messages here for you guys. You guys were asking us to talk about it and how it's going to affect the industry from here on out. And as this week, you know, as these weeks go by, we're really going to be able to tell. But yeah, first race canceled. I don't know if anything's been canceled after that, but so now it's affecting RC. Yeah. So we really gotta do what they're asking and see what we can do here. I've been trying to, you know, do my own little research on this stuff too. You know, just trying to dig in, watching YouTube videos, reading about it. And actually, there's a good. Let me pull it up here. There's a good YouTube channel that I was on. It's called MedCram. MEDCRAM, and I'll put the link in the show notes. The guy, this doctor, I can't even pronounce his last name, but he updates it daily, And he's giving you all the numbers from, CDC and WHO. And he goes over all the numbers and shows you all the graphs and what's going on. And he's giving you this, this stuff's not designed to scare you. He's just giving you pure facts, truth. And he's really good explaining everything. And that's when I first saw like the numbers, and he was showing the stuff that you never see on the mainstream media, like the recovery numbers. They usually talk about the deaths, but you never hear like, we are up over 70,000 recovered, but still it doesn't mean to take this lightly. It just means a lot of people will get this and recover from it. And so far it's just showing that, definitely the elderly is affected, or people with underlying problems. So it's a good channel, MedCram. And again, I'll put the link in the notes. So RC, we'll see where it goes from here, and how stuff that comes from overseas, how it's going to affect everything there, and all the, parts, car kits, and so forth. So hopefully not too much. Hopefully we can get a hold of this and see what happens. Summertime, I don't know how true it is, but once the flu season ends and it starts heating up, hopefully this slows down a bit. It's definitely going to kick back in once the flu season starts. And, we're away from a vaccine or any type of medicine. We're months away. But, hey, if we get quarantined, we're all going to be stuck in the house with everybody. And so you may get a little stir crazy and everybody starts fighting. And that's a good time to go to your den, go to your garage, work on your RC stuff, and throw a podcast on. So there's a lot of great RC podcasts out there. Hopefully we all get together and just start pumping some episodes out for you to listen to. And, we stick to RC. But you know how we run our format. We always talk a little sports in here and there, but there ain't going to be much sports to talk about. So we're going to have a lot of RC, and we'll get Jason to talk a lot about that, and hopefully maybe get some interviews, and maybe get the fans to message us. You could send your questions into us on Facebook, and you can email us at radioimpound@gmail.com. And I know nobody uses Twitter, but let's see if we can get somebody out there to do #Ripcast and send us a question through Twitter. See if we can do that. Nobody in RC uses Twitter. Very rare. People do. I see some manufacturers out there, and I see like Live RC and stuff, but I never see anybody like it or retweet. It's kind of silent out there on Twitter, which is weird. It's a great place to promote stuff and whatever. We will be here this week with episode 205. Get your questions in for Jason. We will hit on obviously this topic with the virus and how it will play out for RC. And then after that, 206, we'll try and just lighten the mood up, have some fun, entertain you guys a little bit, and go forward there with the RC and that stuff. So we'll see you for episode 205, and we appreciate everybody's support, sending the messages in. It's great. Send photos in of your prizes that you receive. That's awesome. Appreciate that. So everybody, take care. Do all those things that you're asking. Let's try and beat this thing. All right, guys. Take care.